Now at 9, NORAD confirms Santa is on the move tonight and right now.
One local business owner is spreading Christmas cheer one meal at a time. I'm Nellie Lopez. More details on that coming up.
For some people, Christmas season can be a very lonely time of the year, and Water Gardens is offering a Christmas Eve service where people can come, have a full Christmas meal with all the fixings, and have a good sense of fellowship. I'm Ty Parks, and I'll have that story coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Santa won't need the heavy coat tonight in the 4 states, and this unseasonably warm weather is going to continue at least through Christmas Day, perhaps beyond. This is KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. Meteorologist Austin Stans joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Yeah, thanks, Dow. And we have our tabs on Santa right now. Last spotted in Cuba, currently headed for Havana in Cuba right now. And as you can see, he is on the move. Rudolph leading the way out there tonight. And my goodness, take a look at these gifts. Over 5 billion gifts already delivered tonight. So he is a busy man this evening. Now, let's take a look at what you can expect for tonight. These current temperatures out here right now, 77 for a high today. You notice the average 46 degrees, the record high 75 degrees in 2021. We hit a new record once again today, and now that we're heading into the evening, we're going to see those temperatures headed downwards tonight, or on a downward trend tonight. Take a look at this. Potential to match or break records. New record set for today, 76. Christmas Day, new record potential there as well. It's forecasted to be 74 degrees. So we're expecting another new record on Christmas Day. Friday, record high, 75 degrees was set back in 2021. Potential to break that as well. Now, taking a look at the warmest December on record, that was set back in 2021, but some fascinating news here. It's been 1,000 days prior to yesterday, 1,000 days since we've seen a 70-degree day in December. And 2025 will be the first ever year in the Joplin area that we've seen 5 consecutive days above 70 degrees. Precipitation chances a little bit dry here. We're usually just over 2.5. We're at 0.4 of an inch so far. So I'm tracking all the latest details and keeping tabs on Santa. I'll have more details coming up in my full forecast.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. Now, NORAD mainly tracks air traffic over North America, but started tracking Santa 70 years ago after a Sears ad printed their phone number by mistake. Calls meant for Santa connected to NORAD's operations center, where the team decided to play along and update kids on Santa's location. This happy accident became a holiday tradition, delighting millions and sparking questions like, how does Santa deliver gifts all in one night?
I've been flying airplanes for 23 years, and what I can see from being on the operations floor and tracking Santa Claus is Santa's sleigh must have some different time and space continuity than the rest of us, because as I fly through the globe and around the globe, and I've been around the globe over the last 2 decades, I watch Santa move at a time and space that we can't do yet. However, we are able to track him, and we're able to keep track of him as he goes around and delivering presents.
During the holidays, NORAD's crew of more than 1,000 military and civilian volunteers can swell to 1,500. In the digital age, the NORAD Santa Tracker expanded to online platforms, including a website and social media, providing interactive tracking and holiday-themed activities for children globally. You can find a link for the online Santa Tracker on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Check it out. In Parsons, Kansas, a restaurant went out of its way to spread Christmas cheer. KOAM's Nellie Lopez gives us the insight of how a Christmas traditional meal can mean so much more.
Just show our support and love for them that they show us.
Jason Smart, the owner and manager of Bender's, prepares a traditional meal to serve his community, who also became part of his family.
It's about being with your family. Just the holidays, people, a lot of people don't have a place to go to eat, so instead of charging them, just they can come here and eat.
In the season of giving and spending time with others, a free meal is sometimes overlooked.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. There's a lot of people that needs that help right now. There's people out there starving, and that's very sad, and this is a wonderful thing that they're doing, and they have great food here.
One of the Parsons residents noticed the efforts that Bender's put for this free meal.
Not a lot of restaurants can afford that, especially personally owned. I hope they get it back tenfold. I really hope they help others, people like this.
But this wasn't just a time to enjoy dinner, but also where the community become closer to one another for the season.
It's where people are coming together to help each other and be together and make new friends and learn about the community, and it's just a wonderful thing for the Christmas holidays where people can give from their hearts and their souls and just help people in need.
In Parsons, Kansas, I'm Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
Jason says he hopes this can turn it into something bigger and help more families who need it for the holidays. Former Carthage Parks and Recreation Director Abigail Allmendinger has filed a wrongful termination lawsuit against the city. She alleges retaliation after uncovering corruption within the department and supporting the former city administrator. Allmendinger claims she was suspended without pay and later fired in 2025. The lawsuit seeks damages for lost wages and emotional distress. That case is currently pending. The Kansas State Board of Healing Arts suspends a Pittsburgh doctor's license after a patient dies from an anesthesia overdose. Dr. Jacqueline Eustace, who founded Renew Medical and Spa, practiced family medicine and dermatology treatments. According to the state board, Eustace administered excessive lidocaine to a 67-year-old woman during cosmetic procedures in 2024. The patient suffered seizures, became unresponsive, and died from lidocaine toxicity. The board says Eustace misrepresented how much anesthesia she gave the patient. The emergency order takes effect immediately and remains in place pending further proceedings. You can read more on this story at KOAMnewsnow.com. Suspect is in jail accused of using a gun to steal from the Tractor Supply Company in Pittsburgh. Officers located and arrested that suspect in Frontenac without incident, seizing a loaded handgun. That suspect faces aggravated robbery charges and is being held without bond. Authorities say no one was seriously hurt when a car crashed into the side of John's Sports Center in Pittsburgh. They say the driver, Justin Johnson, had lost consciousness due to a medical condition leading to that crash. Fire and EMS treated Johnson and 3 passengers. Only the driver suffered minor injuries. Coming up, young adults and youth are responsible for an uptick in church congregations.
The younger generation of Americans turning to the good book at an accelerated rate. I'm Jerry Willis with Fox Business. Coming up, more on the resurgence of religion.
But up first, AAA warns of record traffic as 109 million Americans hit the road. A record number of travelers are going to be on the roadways with the year-end holiday season underway. KOIM's Mitch Adams brings us more.
It's looking like a warmer than normal Christmas in the 4-state area, and even without ice and snow covering the roadways, there are still things to keep in mind for safe holiday travel. According to AAA, traveling by car for the holiday season is up 2% from last year, meaning commuters could see potential delays or more traffic than normal.
AAA is estimating more than 109 million Americans will drive to their year-end destinations between December 20th and January 1st. That's expected to be a record for that mode of transportation.
AAA says that keeping composure is very important to make sure you arrive safely to your destination.
No matter how you're getting to your year-end holiday destination, make sure you're remembering to pack your patience. Again, we're expecting a record-setting amount of travelers out on the roads and in the airports this year. Overall travel, we're expecting more than 122 million Americans. So that's a lot of people moving all at once.
While on the roadways, they also advise you to stay alert for emergency personnel and, if possible, give them extra room to help others.
Make sure you're paying extra attention for those flashing lights on the side of the road, whether it be a tow operator, first responder, police, fire, EMS. Make sure if you see those lights, you're slowing down as soon as you see them and you're getting over a lane if it's safe to do so, to give our roadside workers plenty of room to do their job this holiday as well.
Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
According to AAA, the company is prepared to come to the rescue of around 10,000 motorists just in Kansas and Missouri alone during the holiday travel period. Another sure sign of the holidays, shopping until the very last minute. Some folks out at the North Park Mall in Joplin have been doing just that. While some Christmas shoppers were looking to score some last-minute deals, some just wanted to finish out their list.
More or less, I got busy with work, and now I finally get the chance to come here, and a lot of my friends and family decided that the mall is where they wanted their things, so I figured this would be the best place to get the things.
Some people who waited too long were simply out of luck since a lot of stores close early on Christmas Eve. Lottery players are hoping for some Christmas magic as the Powerball balloons to more than $1.7 billion with a B. The drawing is set to take place tonight. The prize is expected to be the fourth largest in U.S. Lotto history. The jackpot comes following months without a winner. People are handing over their money for the chance to score the prize as they dream of what all that money could mean to their lives.
What definitely is Christmas Eve, and so everybody's giving gifts. The greatest gift, even though I had 3 kids and I came from a family of 12, the greatest gift for me would be to win some of this Powerball.
Oh, I would definitely go into philanthropy, that's for sure. I'm an artist and, I support the arts and take care of my family.
The odds of scoring the big prize are 1 out of more than 292 million. So I'm saying, yeah, there's a chance. Austin is next with a complete look at the forecast, and Christians celebrate the first peaceful Christmas in Gaza in 2 years.
Well, it was a record-breaking Christmas Eve. 2025 officially holds the record for the warmest Christmas Eve on record. Taking a look at your Skywatch storm tracker right now, seeing some fairly calm, clear conditions out there. Clouds beginning to clear out a little bit here tonight. Just some mid-level clouds out there, nothing impactful tonight. Temperatures still very mild for your Christmas Eve evening here. We are seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, 67 pretty much almost across the board south of 44 here. You go a little bit further north, you'll find some cooler areas like Iola at 49, Chanute 57, Fort Scott sitting at 61, Joplin, you're currently at 67 degrees. Our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex camera in downtown Joplin showing us just that, just calm conditions out there tonight. A few passing mid-level clouds, but overall winds beginning to gust just a little more. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But overnight tonight, 63 overnight. My goodness, a mild evening out there tonight. Let's talk about the list that we have to submit to the North Pole here. Christmas Day forecast list. We send this off to give Santa his outlook for his delivery times out here. Temperature, that's going to be nice. Precipitation, also nice. Winds becoming a little bit naughty out there this evening. Let's talk about those winds here. We're going to see them gusting here anywhere from about 15, 20 miles per hour throughout tonight into the morning hours, picking up as we head into Christmas morning around 25 miles per hour, and then gusting again near 30 as we head into the afternoon and evening of your Christmas Day. Now, we're also going to have some fog to deal with early in the morning, especially off to the northwest. So if you see a red glow early on, that's probably Rudolph using his red nose to get through some of this fog here. Could be down anywhere up to about 1/10 of a mile in terms of visibility. If you're a little bit further east and south, you shouldn't run into any fog issues Christmas morning. Now, taking a look at the temperatures for your Christmas Day, 72 by noon. We're expecting a high of 74 degrees. The previous record, 72. We're back down to 71 by 6 p.m. So likely another record breaker heading into Christmas Day. We see winds begin to shift out of the north here on Friday just slightly. So it'll be a little bit cooler heading into Friday afternoon. But once the clouds clear, though, we're going to warm back up into the low 70s. So giving us another opportunity to see a potential record breaker there as well. Here's our ridge right now. We are inside of this ridge here with our flow just out of the south here as we head into Wednesday, Thursday. That continues, but then we have a system just off to the west that's going to bring a trough in, and it's going to make its way into our region, bringing in some cooler temperatures. Our flow then comes out of the northwest, bringing in some cooler air and the potential for a little bit of rainfall, and we could use that. Some of that rain would be beginning on Sunday morning, passing through. Wind shift out of the northwest here, bringing in some much cooler temperatures for us heading into Sunday and Monday. Let's take a look at that on your 10-day forecast. 70s over the next 3 days, but then we drop off to 47 on Sunday. Overnight low 23 degrees. That's a shocker. A little bit back of reality sets back in for us here right at the end of December.
Yeah, 50-degree swing over the course of a few days.
That's right.
Thanks, Austin. Coming up next, the Pentagon adds special operations forces to the Venezuela pressure campaign.
The U.S. is reportedly adding to its massive military presence off the coast of Venezuela. I'm Alexandria Hoff in Washington with more on the latest moves coming up.
For the first time in decades, Gen Z and millennials are outpacing older generations when it comes to going to church and showing greater spiritual curiosity. Fox Business correspondent Jerry Willis has more on this resurgence of religion.
Harry Potter can't hold a candle to this bestseller. Sales of Bibles are on fire this year as more and more Americans, particularly young ones, are going to church. Year-over-year sales of the Good Book are up 11% this year. That includes 2.4 million sold in September alone, as part of a surge in the wake of the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. All told, more than 18 million Bibles have been sold so far this year. And it's not just sales. People on the streets of New York tell us they have noticed a rise in church attendance too. Listen.
I've seen a lot of younger people going to church, and to be honest, that really is refreshing to see.
I have seen like an uptick in it. Just on social media and stuff, there has been more of an interest amongst my age group.
I feel like my kids in college are going to church every Sunday. Before COVID, it was always an older crowd, and now it seems like families are coming back to the church.
33% of U.S. adults say they attend a religious service in person at least monthly. Looked at by generation, older folks 50 to 64 years are most likely to attend at 44%, but 31% of Americans aged 18 to 29 are attending too. That according to Pew Research. Strong Bible sales are nothing new. The Guinness Book of World Records puts the Bible as the best-selling and most widely distributed book in human history, with 5 billion copies worldwide, more than Mao's Little Red Book or J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. In New York, Jerry Willis, Fox Business.
Christmas celebrations have been underway in Bethlehem tonight. Worshipers and clergy gatherings at the entrance to the Church of the Nativity ahead of the annual Midnight Mass. They were there to celebrate the holiday. The faithful from across the globe attended that Mass. Coming up next, the Joplin Empire Market rescued last-minute shoppers with a special event. The Joplin Empire Market offered up a special shopping event for some last-minute shoppers. The Tinsel and Tiding Christmas Eve Market brought folks out this morning in search of local handmade gifts and some fresh food for the holiday table. The Joplin Empire Market offered the special event in part as the market would be closed this Saturday. Organizers say the event serves as a great way to celebrate the holiday and the community.
I want them to come in and get in the festive spirit with us. It's the time of giving, and when they purchase something from our local producers, it's a way to give back to our local community and our neighbors.
The Joplin Empire Markets usually open Saturdays from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. America blocks oil tankers as military pressure targets Venezuela, and Christians in Gaza celebrate Christmas.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Dow Quick. The Pentagon is reportedly deploying more troops and aircraft to the Caribbean as the Trump administration continues to ratchet up its pressure campaign on Venezuelan strongman Nicolas Maduro. Fox's Alexandria Hoff has more now from Washington.
From an oil tanker blockade to the massive military buildup in the Caribbean, President Trump is sending a clear message to Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro.
We have a massive armada formed, the biggest we've ever had. If he wants to do something, if he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough.
Now the Pentagon is reportedly adding to that force by deploying more troops and aircraft to the region from U.S. bases that are home to special operations units.
This is a beautiful psychological chess move. When you stage special operations forces as well as the 75th Ranger Regiment you're screaming that violent options are on the table. Ultimately, this is part of Trump's big squeeze.
Since September, the Pentagon has targeted suspected drug boats officials say are connected to the Maduro regime and seized 2 oil tankers accused of illegally moving Venezuelan oil, which is the country's main source of revenue.
There's 2 things that are funding the Venezuelan regime, Maduro's regime. It's obviously exporting oil and obviously the narcotics. So if we start to squeeze him on both fronts, I think his days are numbered in Venezuela.
On Tuesday, Venezuela's parliament passed a bill criminalizing a range of activities that could interfere with commerce in the country, including blockades. But the move is unlikely to stop the U.S. from targeting other sanctioned oil tankers. President Trump has not said what his next move will be, but he has not ruled out military action on the Venezuelan mainland. In Washington, Alexandria Hoff, Fox News.
Peace talks between Russia and Ukraine remain stalled, but that could be changing soon thanks to a bold new proposal from Ukraine's president that's described as a possible diplomatic game changer. Fox News correspondent Stephanie Bennett has now more from London. Apparently, we're having some difficulty with that story. We'll see if we can have that for you a little bit later. The White House is telling Israel to back off new threats of military occupation in Gaza. Fox News correspondent Trey Yingst has more from Tel Aviv.
Merry Christmas from the Holy Land.
Christians throughout the Middle East are celebrating the holidays, but new comments from Israel's defense minister are raising fears of renewed fighting in the Holy Land. Israel Katz claimed on Tuesday that Israel will never fully withdraw from Gaza and plans to station military units there, a major breach of President Trump's 20-point peace plan.
We are deep in Gaza and we will never leave Gaza. We are there to defend, to prevent what happened.
The White House responded quickly, saying the U.S. remains, quote, fully committed to the plan, and called for Israel to stop provoking the Palestinians. But on Christmas Eve, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accused Hamas of reneging on the deal by failing to disarm, a claim backed by some American lawmakers.
Hamas is not disarming, they're rearming. 90 days after the ceasefire, they're consolidating power in Gaza. They're not giving it up.
But even as tensions climb, the small Christian community in Gaza is gearing up for its first peaceful Christmas in 2 years. And the focus is on children.
They have suffered a lot, so we're trying a different touch this holiday season so that they can feel some amount of joy.
It's also the first time in 2 years there will be full celebrations on Christmas Eve in Bethlehem.
This year we want a Christmas full of light, because this is what we need. After 2 years of darkness, we need light.
Netanyahu is scheduled to meet with President Trump at the White House next week. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
Austin's next with a complete look at the forecast, and Joplin volunteers bring Christmas joy to people without a family.
As a local resident of Lamar, Arts.
It was a record-breaking Christmas Eve, and so 2025 now holds the record for the warmest Christmas Eve. And Santa is going to be thawing out as he arrives in the 4 states. We're tracking him right now. He's last spotted Newport, Rhode Island. He's headed for Southampton, New York, officially in the United States. So kiddos, if you're watching right now, it's time to start getting ready for bed, because you know what he says. He knows when you're awake. So you want him to stop by. Take a look at how many gifts he's already delivered. We're coming close to 6 billion gifts headed out there. So he is on the way to the 4 states here very soon. Let's take a look at our current conditions outside right now. We're seeing temperatures still very mild out there this evening, in the mid to upper 60s across much of the region. If you're off to the far northwest in places like Yates Center, Neodesha, Chanute, Iola, you're in the upper 50s, but believe me, it still feels very mild out there. Wind's picking up a little bit this evening, so it could feel a little bit cooler at times, but you'll notice the camera shaking ever so slightly there, seeing gusts around 20-25 miles per hour right now. We're expecting temperatures overnight tonight, 61 degrees. That puts us at 34 degrees above our average overnight low temperature. So it's a gorgeous evening. I'm probably going to crack a window or two tonight when I get home as well. Now, as we head throughout the evening into our Christmas morning, wind's not going to be, violent out there by any means, but it is going to be a little gusty waking up. Could see gusts up around 20 miles per hour, so just a little breezy. As we head into the later morning, gusting upwards of 25, and then into the afternoon, possibly near 30 miles per hour later on Christmas Day into the evening. So just keep that in mind if you're planning on opening gifts outside Christmas Day, because believe me, you will be able to do that with those temperatures. Just to make sure you hold on to some of that wrapping paper. Now, we could see some fog issues early in the morning in our far northwestern communities, Fredonia, Yates Center, Chanute, Iola, possibly there. Take a look at this. Our high temperature, 75 degrees for Christmas Day. We'll be at 72 by noon, 71 by 6 p.m. The record for Christmas Day was set back in 2021 at 72 degrees. So we are definitely on track to beat that one there. Taking a look at Friday, some cloud cover clears out early. Temperatures back on the rise into the 70s once the sun comes out on Friday. So another opportunity to break a record there. Heading into Saturday, another opportunity there. And that's because we're in this thermal ridge axis right here. And this is where we get our Gulf flow bringing in the warmest air in this part of the ridge. You'll notice the further north you go, wind or flow begins coming out of the west there. So we are right now stationed in the portion where we're going to see the warmest flow. We will see an opportunity of a system off to the west that will begin to ridge out, trough out here and continuing east, bringing the opportunity to see some rainfall Saturday into Sunday. Let's take a look at your 10-day forecast here. As that trough comes in, a cold front going to be tagging along with it. That's going to bring in some cooler temperatures on Sunday, 47 degrees, dropping down to 23 overnight. So a bit of a temperature shock. It's kind of dramatic there as you see nearly a 50-degree temperature change within just 48 hours.
I just hope Santa and those reindeer aren't overheating tonight. He might need to take an extra long water break for those.
Yeah, some of those layers are going to have to come off in the 4 states.
I would think so, for sure, for Santa. Thanks, Austin. So the Chiefs take the field on Christmas night against the Broncos tomorrow. We're going to have this week's Minute with Mitch next. And the Seneca Indians have reached the mountaintop with their first state title in 30 years. When we return, we're going to hear from the Indians head coach and quarterback as they recap their season.
The Seneca Indians are back on top after winning their first state championship in 3 decades. And after a historic season, I made the trip to Seneca to talk to head coach Cody Hilburn and quarterback Brody Probert to recap and reflect on the season. I know over the last couple of weeks you guys have been able to reflect on the season. Just kind of what comes to mind when you think about this year and getting the state title?
Yeah, just what a ride it's been, not just this year, but the previous years. And I don't know if it made it sweeter, but the last 2 years we came up short, and to be able to do all that work to get back to the state championship and then come up with a different result made it that much more special.
Yeah, Brody, what about you? Just kind of what are the feelings, especially for you as a senior, being able to reflect on your last year and being able to bring back a state title to Seneca?
Yeah, kind of like Coach said. I mean, it means a lot for your final game to go out and bang and just be able to have a state title on you.
Yeah, now looking back at the state title, first one in 30 years. Coach, for you specifically, you're from here. You graduated from here. You came back. Just what were the emotions now looking back? Just you were emotional after the game thinking about it. Just how much this place means to you and the players that you have. Just kind of what comes to mind.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is I wanted it so bad for these players. I wanted it so bad for our assistant coaches and our community. This is the community that football means something to our community. You could see that by the 1,500 people in the stands, and not to have a state title here for 30 years is too long. And just how bad everybody wanted it. Yeah, I got a little emotional there at the end. Pretty special for everybody involved.
Yeah, and Brody, for you, being able to play for a coach that knows what it's like to be here at Seneca and be able to play for a guy that has so much passion for this place, just how cool has it been to be able to win a state title with him?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, it's been pretty good past couple 4 years, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, and Coach, you mentioned, lost the 2 previous years in the state title game. You said you wouldn't even know what you would say after the game. That relief, just all the motivation that went into this year, knowing how close you guys have been, the relief, just all the excitement all pouring out at once. Just how proud you are of this team and of this core to be able to not flinch, like you said, be able to bounce back from losing 2 straight title games.
Yeah, we talk a lot about doing things the right way, not on the field, not just on the field, but off the field as well. And we say to give yourself a chance, you have to do things the right way. And sometimes in life, you do things the right way, and it still doesn't go your way. And that was the case the previous 2 years. These guys did everything right, and it just didn't go our way. And for them guys to show back up and go through the journey again and continue to do things the right way and finally get rewarded for that was just meant the world to me.
Yeah, and Brody, for you as a guy that's been with this program for 4 years, just losing 2 straight state title games, being able to come back with the motivation, what was it like for this group? Being one of those leaders, knowing that, hey, I got one more run, a lot of us have one more run to go get over the hump and get it done.
Yeah, I mean, after we lost those past 2 years, we just really had to come together at the beginning of the year and reset, reevaluate, redo everything, and to be able to come out and, like you said, and on a state championship, it's pretty great.
To see the full interview, head over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com or our YouTube page. The Kansas City Chiefs will run out of the tunnel at Arrowhead Stadium for the final time on Christmas when they battle the Denver Broncos. In this week's edition of Minute with Mitch, the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, has a special guest for his yearly holiday tradition.
It's a 30-year tradition, the Minute with Mitch Dear Santa letter. This year, the Dear Santa letter comes from my granddaughter, Cora Holtis. Cora?
Dear Santa, I would like a softball necklace. I would also like to meet Taylor Swift. And I guess I wouldn't mind an Idris Kennedy softball jersey. Wait, Grandpa, you know what I really want? Is the Chiefs Kingdom to get that amazing spirit back in 2026.
Cora, I love that, and I love you too. We both want to see the Chiefs Kingdom get that spirit back in 2026. And we also both want to wish you Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays on this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry in Joplin and Pittsburgh.
The Chiefs looking to play spoiler on Thursday night under the lights with a win over the Broncos. Kickoff at 7:15 from Kansas City. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Christmas can be a lonely time for many, especially those facing poverty and homelessness. In Joplin, Watered Gardens is opening its doors to create a warm, welcoming community. KOAM's Ty Parks has more.
Christmas can be a lonely time of the year for some people. Watered Gardens in Joplin is opening its doors to try to fill that void.
And feel the warmth of Christmas. Things that we feel every Christmas Eve with family, but so many people who are struggling in poverty and homelessness don't have that kind of social connection. They don't have that family to surround them. And so we want to make sure to fill that gap at this special time of year. So we always open our doors on Christmas Eve.
During the service, the Watered Gardens team raffled off 2 bicycles. After a service with Christmas carols and the telling of the Christmas story, people will be served.
They're not going to stand in line and get their meal. We'll actually have volunteers and team members who are going to serve plates to people today and just make it a very special time for them.
This would not be possible without volunteers that give up their time to prepare and serve the food.
Family lives a couple thousand miles away, and so it's just my husband and I out here in Missouri. And because we don't have any family here, we enjoy our community and we like to give back. It fills my heart. I love to serve. I have a servant's heart, and I love to help others and give back.
Watered Gardens is here to keep the reason for the season alive.
At this special time of year, we've got to remember that there are people who just don't have the family and the warm connections that we often enjoy this time of year. And for a lot of people, this is a time when folks struggle with depression.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Watered Gardens is offering Christmas carols, stories, and meals, reminding everyone that no one should be alone this season. Up next, music legend Paul Anka shares 7 decades of hits and reveals the story behind Sinatra's signature song. If you're looking for something meaningful to watch this holiday season, you should know legendary singer-songwriter Paul Anka is taking viewers on a walk down memory lane. He's a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award winner and the only artist in history to have a song in the Billboard Top 100 across 7 consecutive decades. Anka reflects on his remarkable career in the new documentary Paul Anka His Way, now streaming on HBO Max. Here's Fox's Anna Eliopoulos.
Mr. Paul Anka. Mr. Paul Anka.
Legendary singer-songwriter Paul Anka reflects on his life and 7-decade career in the new documentary Paul Anka His Way.
It was certainly cathartic, dealing with a lot of unknown material that they came up with. It took well over a year to put it together, and it took us from several parts of this country to Japan. So it kind of stirred up a lot of great memories.
The film chronicles Anka's rise from a teenage sensation to music icon, highlighting the moments that shaped his journey.
Seeing those pictures of me as a young teenager living the dream, that was very touching.
He also revisits the story of how he wrote the iconic song My Way for legendary singer Frank Sinatra.
I started writing this song metaphorically, as if he was sitting right there writing it. I finished it, and I called him at Caesar's Palace, one of his last engagements, and said, "Sir, I've got something." He said, "Bring it out." So I jump in the plane, fade out, fade in. I'm in his dressing room, and I sing him this song. 2 months later, I'm at home in New York. I get a call from a record studio in Los Angeles, and it's Frank Sinatra calling. He says, "Kid, listen to this." He takes the phone, he puts it up next to the speaker, and he plays My Way for the first time. I start to cry. I couldn't believe what I was listening to.
At 84, Anka shows no signs of slowing down, recently releasing a new recording of Let Me Try Again, featured on his upcoming album, Inspirations of Life and Love, out February 13th.
I love the concept because I was able to take songs that had never been done quite the way that I put them in a certain vibe.
I can see the top of the mountain, but I'm not there yet.
Paul Anka His Way is available now on HBO Max. Anna Eliopoulos, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of animals at the Milwaukee County Zoo reacting to the sudden appearance of a Christmas tree. Let's make it a great Christmas.